Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad SYAKIR bin BAHARUDIN. Today, me and my groupmate will be presenting about wireless network proposal. First, we will go through with our group member.
Okay, my name NAZIMIN RAHIM.
I am Muhammad FADLI bin Muhammad.
My name is Muhammad HAIKAL AZNIL bin SATAR.
My name is ADLI HANAFI bin BAHARUDIN.
My name is NASRUL bin NASIR.
My name is Muhammad FIRDAUS bin FAUZI.
My name is
Muhammad SYAKIR bin BAHARUDIN.
My name is HANIF AIMAN bin YUSOF.
This is our agenda for our proposal. We have the introduction part, literature review, WLAN design, result analysis, and finally recommendation and conclusion. First, I will go through for the introduction part. For the introduction, the company for which this wireless network project is being designed is a small company located in a 3-story main office building. The company has several departments, including an administrative office, finance office, IT department, R&D department, shipping, receiving department, manufacturing department, conference room, training room, and sales department. The company has no remote user, and there is one wiring closet on each floor, which is connected to the ground floor wiring closet via fiber. The company has need for wireless network access on each floor to support the various department and employees. The wireless network must be designed in such a way that it can support the different departments with their specific needs, while also ensuring security and reliability. Additionally, there is a need for a separate gas network with a different SSID in the conference room on the first floor. For the problem statement, the problem that this project aims to address is the need for a reliable and secure wireless network for a small company located in 3-story main building office. The company has several departments with different needs, and employees require wireless access on each floor to support their work. The current lack of a suitable wireless network is causing difficulties for the employees and is hindering the efficiency and productivity of the company. The project aims to design a wireless network that can support the different departments and employees while ensuring security and reliability. Additionally, a separate gas network with a different SSID is required for the conference rooms on the first floor to accommodate guests. The proposed solution should be present in the form of network diagram that can be easily understood by network administrator and system administrator, and should include an analysis of the wireless technology, IP addressing strategy, and wireless standard use. For the objective, we have 9 objectives. First is to design a wireless network using simulation software or network diagram tool that can support the different department and employees of the small company located in 3-story main office building. Second, to ensure that the wireless network is reliable, secure, and efficient to support the work of the employees in the different departments. 3, to create a separate gas network with a different SSID for the conference rooms on the first floor to accommodate guests. 4, to present the proposed solution in the form of a network diagram that can be easily understood by network administrator and system administrator. 5, to provide an analysis of the wireless technology, IP addressing strategy, and wireless standard used in the proposed solution. 6, to identify the placement, device choice, topology choice, and overall wireless infrastructure decision used in the design of the wireless network. 7, to provide a clear and detailed explanation of the elements in the wireless network design and how the wireless network is segmented from other parts of the network. 8, to justify the number of access points required on each floor and explain the reasoning behind the decision. And the finally is to deliver a high-quality final report that can be used by network administrator and system administrator as a reference documents for the design and implementation of the wireless network. Next is the significance of this project. The significance of this project lies in its ability to provide a reliable, secure, and efficient wireless network that can support the work of the employees in the different departments of the small company located in a 3-story main office building. A well-designed wireless network can greatly improve the productivity and communication of the employees, which can lead to increased efficiency and effectiveness in the company operation. The proposed solution in the form of network diagram can also serve as a reference document for network administrator and system administrator in the design and implementation of the wireless network. This can save them time and resources in the future, as they will have a clear and detailed understanding of the network design, which can be easily updated or modified as the company needs change. Additionally, providing a separate guest network with a different SSID in the conference room on the first floor will enable the company to accommodate guests while maintaining the security of the company internal network. Furthermore, the IP addressing strategy, wireless technology, and wireless standard used in the proposed solution are chosen to be the best fit for this particular scenario that meet the requirement of the company, which make it a significant project. In summary, the significance of this project is that it can provide a cost-effective and efficient wireless network that can support the work of the employees and can be easily understood and maintained by the network administrator and system administrator, improving the overall productivity and communication of the company. That's all for the introduction.
Thank you, Syahmi. So we go to the literature review. Wireless local area network, also known as wireline technology, has rapidly become very popular all over the world by using IEEE 801.11 standard protocol. Associated technology enables secure access to a network infrastructure. Back in 1973 until 1997, before wireline has been discovered, all network connected along a thick copper coaxial type cable that ran through a city, forest, drain, and even your house. This made connecting internet using a mobile device are almost impossible. More devices mean more cable are using. The invention of wireline is the one of the game changer in personal mobile device industries. The industries grow rapidly years after years with new features and design. This triggers how important to provide better security to make a secure communication over wireless network, seeing we are as a human cannot control the wireless medium. A wireless local area network is a wireless distribution method for two or more devices. Wirelines are high-frequency radio wave and often include an access point to the internet. A wireline allows users to move around the coverage area, often in house or small office, while maintaining a network connection. In wireline topologies, wireline are flexible data communication system implemented as an extension or an alternative for wired LAN. Wireline is transmitted using radio wave. Wireline transmit and receive data all over the air, minimizing the need for wire connection. Data is sent in packet. The data contain layer with label and instruction that along with the unique MAC address assigned to endpoint enable routing to extend location. In wireline architecture is divided into 6 parts: base station, basic, service set, distribution system, access point, bridge, and endpoint. Thus, wireline combine data connectivity with user mobility. Wireline can build with either of the following topologies: peer-to-peer topologies. In peer-to-peer connective, also known as independent basic service set, is defined as two devices connected wirelessly in peer-to-peer, managed without the use of an AP. One device takes the role of advertising the wireless to client. The IVSS allows two devices to communicate directly without the need for any other wireless device. In infrastructure connection is when wireless clients are interconnection via the access line. Infrastructure mode connection consists of several terminology: basic service set, BS, Basic Service Area BSA, Basic Service Set Identifier BSSID, Service Set Identifier SSID, Distribution System DS, and Extended Service Set. The last one is multi-point to multi-point network or mesh network, the most complex topology used in networking, as one can easily see each node can communicate with multiple other nodes. Challenge with this type of network are mainly centered around the complexity of MAC protocol. This guarantee jittering latency budget as well as controlling the data rate each end node receive. In addition, the deeper and more dense the network become, sometimes referred to as how many hops from the end node to the internet connection, latency will increase dramatically. So that's all in wireline topology.
So we go to the literature review. So the basic component structure. So most of home wireless router nowadays has integrated wireless access point. So we have Ethernet switch and router itself in a single package. So this allows all three functions to be configured and managed through a single piece of hardware and interface. So it allows both wired and wireless device to connect to the internet via cable, ADSL or DSL modem. So access point is used to provide a wireless connection to the remaining wired LAN. It acts as a station receiving and transmitting the radio wave to personal mobile devices. Some models look familiar to router and some have combination of router and switch in single device. And access point also have a capability to transmit and receive data to all wireless device in particular area. So access point has limitation due to building structure, range and density of user. So one access point is not enough to cover one whole office building. And next, wireless network interface and also called Wi-Fi NIC come in several forms. So most common being PCI card or USB, but in most of latest modern device, wireless adapter has been built in processor or in the motherboard. So Wi-Fi adapter connects specific computing device to WLAN by receive and transmit radio waves. So in addition, wireless bridges operate to either improve our Wi-Fi network coverage, and the primary purpose is to receive the existing Wi-Fi signal and relay your request, and then respond back and forth between devices and access point. Wireless bridges are available for high-speed, long-range outdoor link to use between buildings. Main function to double up the WLAN coverage. So when a large number of access point has been used, the Wi-Fi controller is needed to provide to centralize control over the network. So it is made ease of pain when it comes to monitoring the access client from all APs. Controllers provide features and management capabilities such as centralized authentication, access control, ability to restrict bandwidth by user or group, and quality of service and traffic prioritization. So next we have wireless software. So wireless network can potential to riskier to an attack compared to wired network. So with security measure, wireless security aims to prevent the unauthorized access or can perform damage to your system and the data used the wireless network. So potentially malicious individuals can connect to a network or intercept another connection. So it's crucial to make the wireless connection safe. So first, we have a firewall security device, either hardware or software. It will help to safeguard our network by filtering traffic and preventing unwanted access to our computer's data. So this firewall can prevent dangerous malware from infecting your computer or other device. from undesired traffic. So next, anti-malware software, which is the type of software to protect our computer and IT system from malicious malware. So this software looks for malware on computer in order to prevent, detect, and remove. So the software frequently includes advanced malware prevention and sandboxing technologies. And lastly, we have the type of to detect and remove unwanted spyware programs. So the spyware is software that is placed on a computer without user permission in order to collect data. So this can put the users at danger. That's all from me.
Okay, for VLAN design, for this proposal, we have three different department or level, which is ground floor, first floor, and the second floor. So, as per in the slides, normally, usually we use the same device. I mean the AP for the all floor. The same device, and for the first floor we put 5 access point, because in this area we have quite big of user. We have a meeting room or conference room, and we have a general worker also in the middle of the office. For the first floor, we only use the 4 access point, and the second floor also we use only the 4 access point. So for the data rate, all the 3 floor, we at least the data rate will be around 50 Mbps for all access point. Okay, we move to the next slides. Okay, for the capacity, Wi-Fi capacity planning refers to the process of designing and implementing a wireless network that can efficiently support many connected devices with sufficient bandwidth for their needs. It involves considering various factors such as the numbers of device, their location, the physical environment, the type of application being used, and the desired level of performance. Key steps in the process include, okay, for the first point is surveying the physical environment to identify potential areas of interference, such as concrete walls, the metal objects that can impact the signal strength. As we know, one more thing is the glass or the mirror also will affect the connectivity. Okay, for the second point is identifying network requirements, determine the numbers of device that will be connected, the type of application they will be using, and the required bandwidth for each application. For the third one is selecting equipment, choose the right type of access point, routers, and other networking equipment to meet the needs of the environment and users. So for this proposal, we use the Cisco Meraki AP for all the point that we need to install. So for the last point for the capacity is designing the network, decide on the placement of access point, configure the network to minimize interference and optimize coverage, and set the appropriate wireless channel and transmission power levels. Okay. Okay. As you see in the slides, for the ground floor, we use to only the laptop and smartphone. Laptop is which is will mix into the desktop maybe. So we just roughly put 20 laptop or desktop PC and 26 around 26 smartphone and the two printer. For the first floor, roughly around 50 unit laptop, 60 smartphone and 3 printers. And the second floor, only 25 laptop, 25 smartphone and 5 printers.
Okay, thank you, Nasrul. I will continue with the coverage area and also the floor plan. So what we can see here, the proposal is covered for all 3 floors, which is the first one is ground floor, the next one is first floor, and then the second floor. So we need to cover, make sure the Wi-Fi have the coverage for around 2,531 meters squared. And as what we can see here, every floor have a workstation, and it is crucial to have a good Wi-Fi connection to make sure there is no business interruption. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for this slide, I will continue with the access point information. So as per mentioned by Mr. Nasrul, so we will have the same AP or access point to all floor, and the access point that we're going to use is Meraki MR36, and based on our research and also the specification of the AP able to meet the requirement of the user capacity. So for the SSID, first I will touch about the ground floor. Okay, so for the ground floor, it have a requirement to cater for the guests, since it have the conference room. So it will have 2 SSID here. So for the first one is staff, and also the second one is guest Wi-Fi. This one is also applicable to staff Wi-Fi, also applicable to other level. And the next one is for radio channel. Okay, so in a way to make sure there is no channel interference in the Wi-Fi network, so we have customized the Wi-Fi channel based on the best practice configuration. So for 2.4 GHz, we're going to use the channel 1, 6, and 11. And for 5 GHz channel, we're going to use 36, 40, 44, 52, and also 60. Okay, so in a way to cater the requirement, so the MR36 AP able to cater maximum client, 50 maximum client at a time. So the next one is the speed. Okay, so to ensure and also to reduce user experience issue while using the internet, the AP is able to have 50 megabit per second to make sure there is no interruption. And the next one, for the Wi-Fi standard, we're going to use 802.11.ax. And also for the authentication and security, to make sure there is a secure network, and also we don't want to have the outsider to easily connecting with our network, we're going to use the WPA2 security with AES authentication. And for our information, this access point is supporting 2.4 GHz and also 5 GHz. So last but not least, this access points able to cover around 90 meter radius to cover the Wi-Fi. That's all from me.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. I will continue with the logical network diagram. As you can see, the network diagram will be flow from the ISP to the office router, and then our office router will separate the DMZ or data center, and then some traffic will go to the firewall. From firewall, based on the requirement that mentioned, only one fiber will be at the floor. So we will put one switch for each floor, and then from the switch, we AP and WLC we connect to it. Uh, we will uh, use 5 AP for the ground floor, and then 4 AP at the first floor, and then 4 AP also at the second floor. We will use WLC for each floor because it's easier for the IT admin to update any changes for the IP address, and also to do a configuration to renew or release the IP list for the user or guest. Uh, I will, from our proposal, we will create a few VLAN for this company. For VLAN number one is a management VLAN. This VLAN is only use a static IP because we will put IP in each device that we will monitor. Example, router, data center, firewall, WLC, switch, and also to the all AP. This easier for IT admin to monitor if we put the management IP to make sure that all device is up and running. And then for the second one is admin office based on requirement, finance, IT department, manufacturing department, conference room or training room, and also guests. Uh, IP each VLAN will be allocate by IP. For this one, I will propose IP from 1 to 20 will be used as an interface in the interface of a static IP that will use by printer, IP phone, any device that require an IP, like example fax, anything. We will allocate only 20 for each VLAN. For the second one is DHCP LAN. Since switch is capable for 24 port, so I will advise to this company to use maximum port that available to at the switch to use the LAN IP because it's more stable. And then I will allocate this 30 IP in the router. Router will configure. I will configure the router as a to hold the DHCP, and then a router will give each LAN the IP. And then the last one is wireless LAN. In WLC, I will configure the IP from 50 until 254. This IP will be included in WLC, and then based on the I will use slash 24 subnet for all VLAN. Is because it's easier for us uh, to use it, and also easier to monitor since we already divide allocate the IP like this. Um, all the VLANs, for all the IP allocation for all the VLAN is same. And then we go to the next slide. Okay, so for ground floor, I will activate all VLAN as a SSID because everyone, if let's say user from the admin or finance or IT have a meeting in a conference room, they able to use the conference room training VLAN. But if they have a work, they only allow some VLAN to access the tools, so they still can use their own VLAN, admin VLAN or anything that required for them to do a task during the meeting. I will also put the Wi-Fi guest for external guests if they are coming from the outside. Next, for the first floor, I will activate almost all VLAN except training and conference. And then next, for the second floor also, I will activate same SSID as a first floor because training and conference room is not available at the first and second floor, so I will not turning SSID for that in first and second floor. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nazimin. So for my part, I will introduce about result and analysis. So as we can see, we use a software of IKHAU. So in this area, we use signal strength and coverage. Okay, for the signal strength and coverage, are important factors that determine the quality and reliability of wireless network connection. So if all connections are strong, it means that the IP is providing good coverage and the signal strength is strong enough for all devices to connect to the network. This result is stable and fast connection, which allow for smooth communication between device and application. A strong signal strength means that the wireless signal is reaching the device with sufficient power, allowing for a reliable and fast connection. A good coverage means that the IP is positioned and configured in a way that its wireless signal can reach all areas where the device are located. So this is a signal strength by access point. As we can see, this is AP1 and this is AP2, this is AP3, and this is AP4, and this AP5. So if we put the one only AP, we can see the coverage is not all to the place. We can see that we need a dBm is below to negative 67. So we need to put all AP so we can go a strong coverage and signal strength. So this is a signal to noise ratio. So signal to noise ratio is a measure of the ratio of the strength of a signal to the strength to the background noise. So it is used to quantify the quality of a signal. So sebagai contoh, SNR adalah ukuran bagi kualiti isyarat bunyi dari latar belakang. Contoh kita gunakan mikrofon di khalayak ramai. So suara yang berdekatan dengan mikrofon saja, contoh saya pegang mikrofon, kita hanya dengar yang berdekatan dengan mikrofon saja. So background dekat belakang tu kita takkan dengar. So itulah signal to noise ratio. Ia menyatakan semakin tinggi dB, atau desibel ianya semakin jelas isyarat yang kita terima. So kalau kita tengok di sini, signal to noise ratio is 100%. So IKHAU the best practice, bila kita tengok di sini, untuk 5 GHz it's 25. Bila dia kurang, dia akan jadi tak sampai. So bila dia makin tinggi, dia maksudnya dia akan jadi sampailah bunyi-bunyian tu, isyarat bunyi tu. Gitulah maksud dia. So this is a signal strength and coverage for first floor. It's same. And this is signal to noise ratio for first floor. And this is second floor. Second floor heat map. So saya akan buat demo untuk ini adalah AP di ground floor, ada 5 AP. So this is AP1, this is AP2, this is AP3, AP4 and AP5. So that you can see on 2.4 GHz we use 1, 6, 11, 6, 1. So we use a different channel. So on that 5 GHz we use 36, 40, 44, 52 and 60. So same with another floor. So on that we can see this is a signal strength. So this is a signal strength to ground floor. So if we sit here, so we can see that signal strength have a negative 59. So that's not below 65 dBm. So if we go another place, you can see that the signal is okay and so strong. So we go to the SNR. So SNR, you can see that the signal is strong. As we can see, the 40 or greatest is 78.7%. So we can see that signal strength if kuat lah, strong. So that here we can see the pass rate is 100% and the data rate is 100% too. So you can see data rate is atas daripada 286 Mbps. So kita hanya nak 50 Mbps, tapi kita boleh bagi lebih lah maksudnya. And the jitter is okay, no problem. So that's all for me, and we can go to the next.
Next, I would like to present on the recommendation and conclusion for this presentation. So as for recommendation, firstly, we would like to recommend to upgrade the wireless network security. By doing so, we maintain and update all the security software or firmware such as antivirus and firewall. We also keep access point software patch up to date and ensure that the manufacturer of the wireless access point will periodically release update and patches for device software and firmware. We also be sure to check the manufacturer's website regularly for any update. Secondly, we increase the network traffic efficiency. By doing so, we implementing QoS policy. A QoS policy facilitate users or computer configuration by providing a mechanism to specify policies by uniform resource locator URL instead of specifying policies based on the IP address of each of the servers where QoS policies need to be applied. For example, assume your network has a cluster of servers that share a common URL. By using QoS policy, you can create one policy based on a common URL instead of creating one policy for each server in the cluster, with each policy based on the IP address of each server. Quality of service, QoS, ensure that high performance and application and services have enough resource to operate properly. The network should reserve a bandwidth for critical business application for when they need them, allowing us to prioritize important tasks even when the network performance dips down. Then we compress data and network traffic. The company are transmitting large quantities of data across the network every day, and the amount of work and network needs to get the data where it needs to go. Data compression allow companies to reduce the size of their data while ensuring that the full content of the data is transmitted. Lastly, having a weekly or monthly system update during after office hour. For information technology services, ITS will perform its scheduled weekly technology maintenance on Fridays, each week starting at 6 p.m. and ending at 6 a.m. the following morning. The weekly maintenance program is preventive measure that is essential to providing stable and secure system to the company. Next, for the conclusion, the network diagram has been produced and analyzed successfully. As a result, the access point for each floor has been chosen and used in the diagram. As a brand of Cisco, it offers high-speed and dependable internet connection to ensure that user is satisfied with the network infrastructure of the company. The location of the access point on each floor has also been carefully considered to ensure that coverage of the access point covers the space on the floor and the signal interference is minimized. Each access point will also have its own channel to avoid overlapping inside the building, and the wireless standards for the network have also been identified. Second, each access point, individually IP address and subnet were effectively identified. And finally, the diagram can be used to develop and implement several additional features for the company's wireless local network in the future, which has been proposed to meet the company's requirement for each floor by providing enough access point for employee use. And a recommendation can be made to upgrade the wireless network in terms of security, durability, and efficiency. That is all from us. Thank you.